Nagasaki is one of Japan's most unique cities, shaped by its history as a major port and its more recent tragic past as the second city after Hiroshima to be destroyed by an atomic bomb towards the end of World War II. Nagasaki has long been a gateway to the outside world as one of the only cities to remain open to trade during Japan's period of isolation. As a result, foreign influences, especially Chinese and Dutch, can be seen in the city's architecture and food, giving Nagasaki its distinct cultural feel. Located on Japan's southern island of Kyushu, Nagasaki is a medium-sized city, currently ranking around 50th in Japan in terms of population. Accessing Nagasaki can be done by limited express train and bullet train from Fukuoka's Hakata Station, or by flying into Nagasaki Airport, located half an hour outside the city center by bus. Nestled around a narrow bay surrounded by hills, Nagasaki's geography makes it the perfect protected port, while also providing nice scenery with lots of slopes. Getting around Nagasaki is most easily done on foot or by tram. The city's tram network is one of the largest in Japan and is a convenient way to access most attractions. So with that said, let's get into the top 5 things to do in Nagasaki. Number 5. Hidden Christians. In the late 1500s, the General Hideyoshi reunified Japan after centuries of nationwide warfare. Once in power, he strove to eliminate all rivals, both domestic and international. This came during an era when Spain conquered and colonized the nearby Philippines in the name of Christianity, and missionaries sought to also convert Japan, often with intolerant attitudes towards established institutions. As a result, Hideyoshi grew increasingly mistrustful of Christian activity, which was concentrated around Nagasaki. Over time, Hideyoshi and his successors gradually banned the religion, killing numerous missionaries and believers until a strict ban was established and Japan isolated itself from the rest of the world in the 1630s. At this time, a small number of believers, who later became known as hidden Christians, went into hiding in remote areas and on isolated islands where they continued to practice their religion in secret for almost 2 centuries. When the ban was lifted in the mid-1800s, some of these Christians re-emerged and churches were built again. Several spots related to this aspect of history can be visited in Nagasaki, some of which became World Heritage Sites in 2018. Among them is Ouda Church, Japan's oldest standing Christian church, the 26 Martyrs Monument, dedicated to the 26 Christians executed at the site in Nagasaki, and Udakami Cathedral. Several more sites are located along the remote Sotome coast north of the city center and on islands off the coast. Number 4. Mount Inasayama. A 333-meter high mountain close to Nagasaki city center, Mount Inasayama provides beautiful views over the city and bay. In fact, it is often ranked among Japan's 3 best night views, along with Mount Hakodate and Mount Dokko. The mountain can be accessed by road or ropeway, and the main attraction is the observation deck, offering a 360-degree panorama over Nagasaki's unique terrain. Number 3. Gunkanjima. A small island located 20 kilometers from Nagasaki port, Gunkanjima served as a coal mine in the 19th and 20th centuries. At its peak, over 5,000 workers and their families called the tiny island home, with every piece of land built up to accommodate the residents. As a result, the island came to resemble a massive battleship. When the mine closed in 1974, the buildings were all abandoned and deteriorated over time, giving the island an eerie, haunting feel. Now it's possible to visit via sightseeing tour boats. The 50-minute one-way boat ride from Nagasaki gives nice views of the city and Gunkanjima from the water. The tour also allows about 45 minutes on the island, where visitors follow tour guides on a designated path through the ruins. While only a small portion of the island is accessible on these tours, visitors can see apartment blocks, school buildings, and the communal bath miners used after their shift in the mines. Number 2. Atomic Bomb Museum and Peace Park. On August 9, 1945, Nagasaki became the second city after Hiroshima to fall victim to mankind's use of a nuclear bomb. The bomb's epicenter was here, and the blast destroyed a large portion of the city and killed tens of thousands of inhabitants. At the site of the bomb's detonation now stands a large complex commemorating the event. The complex includes 2 parks and a museum that were built both to express a wish for peace and to warn future generations against the horrors of nuclear warfare. In the center of the complex is the Hypocenter Park, with a simple black monolith pointing to the explosion's epicenter. Nearby is the sobering Atomic Bomb Museum. Here, visitors can learn about the events of the attack and see a wide range of materials recovered from the blast site. Adjacent to the museum, visitors can also enter the Memorial Hall, an underground room with tall glass pillars dedicated to the victims of the bombing. The final area in the complex is Nagasaki Peace Park, containing the iconic Peace Statue, the Peace Fountain, and a number of other statues presented to Nagasaki City from various governments and groups around the world. Number 1. Port of Nagasaki. Thanks to its history as one of Japan's major ports, Nagasaki has inherited a unique cultural blend that sets it apart from any other Japanese city. During Japan's period of isolation, Nagasaki was the only major port open to foreign trade. As a result, the city became a rich blend of Japanese and foreign influences, a legacy that you can now see throughout Nagasaki in its buildings and cuisine. During the isolation period, the only traders allowed in the city were the Chinese and Dutch. However, they were restricted to special reclaimed islands in the port that have since become part of the mainland. Shinchi, literally meaning new land, is the site of Nagasaki Chinatown, where Chinese trade was limited to. Nearby, some buildings from the former Chinese residential district also remain. Chinese influence can be seen throughout Nagasaki, in the architecture at some temples and the famous Meganebashi Bridge, as well as in the cuisine. Many of Nagasaki's most famous dishes are of Chinese origin, most famously champon and sada udon. Dutch traders were limited to the settlement at Dejima Island. A number of historical structures remain or have been reconstructed, allowing visitors to get a feel of what the settlement was once like. Further south is Dutch Slope, a stone-paved street that a number of Western traders called home once the city's port was open in 1859. Several grand Western buildings can also be seen at Glover Garden, an open-air museum with pretty views over Nagasaki City. And that was the top 5 things to do in Nagasaki. Let us know in the comments if you have any questions about this unique city. And for more information on Japan, check out one of our other videos here. Happy travels!